What is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video of my sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over the top 10 NBA teams for the Eastern Conference and for the Western Conference. I pulled their name Gematria, and we're going to just see if there's any numerical connections based just off their name, if if they're going to be in the NBA Finals this season, or if there's any indication or any numerical clues if they're going to be in the NBA Finals this season. The reason why I'm doing this is because last year the Boston Celtics won the NBA Finals. Last year was the 78th NBA season. Right out the words Boston Celtics, they summed to 78. So in the 78th NBA season, the Boston Celtics won the NBA Finals. And I'm going to be doing the same thing for the top 10 teams in the Eastern Conference and the top 10 teams in the Western Conference. I pulled all their name Gematria numbers, and we're just going to kind of go through each one for each side and just see what numbers connect to the overall season and what numbers connect for game one of the NBA Finals. And we'll just see if there's any connections for any of the top 10 for either side, Western and Eastern Conference. So let's just jump into it. This is going to be the 79th NBA season. 79th NBA season. So when I was looking through the names, I was looking for the number 79, and I was also looking for the number 22. 79 is the 22nd prime number. The NBA Finals will be on June 5th, written 6/5. I pulled the date numerology for the day, 20, 36, and 56. It's going to be the 156th day of the Gregorian for game one of the NBA Finals. It'll be the 9th day of the 9th month for the Hebrew Civil, the 9th day of the 3rd month for the Hebrew Religious, 246th day for the Hebrew Civil, and the 68th day for the Hebrew Religious. So let's just go through each name Gematria for the top teams here and just see if any of them connect. I also went and looked at their history with the NBA Finals, and I added some notes on that one as well for certain teams that applied. So starting off with the 1 seed here, the Cavaliers, Cleveland Cavaliers. The word Cleveland sums to 33. Cavaliers sums to 36. Game one of the NBA Finals will have a date numerology of 36. It will be the 156th day, and the number 33 sums to 156. So maybe that could be a clue for the Cavs to potentially be in the NBA Finals. Cavaliers, again, sums to 36. It will be a day with 36 date numerology for game one of the NBA Finals. It'll be the 156th day. The word Cleveland sums to 33. 33 written out sums to 156. Maybe game one is in Cleveland for the NBA Finals. Cleveland will be looking for their second NBA final win as a franchise, which could go back to, again, the 79th NBA season, 79, the 22nd prime number, emphasis on the 2. Cleveland is looking for their second NBA Finals win as a team. And that's only the numbers that I found in the name Gematria for Cleveland Cavaliers. I did Cleveland Cavaliers and then Cleveland Cavaliers. And that's all I found was the 33, the 36, and the potential for them to get their second NBA final win. Let's move on to the number 2 seed currently, the Boston Celtics. And that's something they're going to be looking for as well when it comes down to the seeding for the NBA playoffs. Who's going to be the number 2 seeds? I mean, we could very well get a number 2 seed versus a number 2 seed in the NBA Finals for the 79th NBA season, 79 to 22nd prime number. That is a thought. Keep that in mind. We could get a 7 versus the 9, a 7 and a 9, or a 9 and a 7 for 79. But for Boston, can Boston get back there again this year? Would they have numbers for it? Well, the word Boston does sum to 22. This being the 79th NBA season, 79 to 22nd prime number. Could that mean that Boston's going to host a NBA Finals game? Potentially. Celtics, the word Celtics written out sums to 71, the 20th prime. Game one of the NBA Finals will have a day of 20 date numerology. It'd also be the 156th day of the Gregorian year, and the words Boston Celtics written out sums to 156. Now, again, last year it was the 78th NBA season. Boston Celtics written out sums to 78. They won the NBA Finals. Could we see Boston Celtics in the NBA Finals again this season? potential. Boston Celtics, written out, sums to 156. Game 1 of the NBA Finals will be the 156th day of the Gregorian year. The word Boston sums to 22. This is the 79th season, 79 the 22nd prime number. Let's move on to New York. The words New York sums to 39. This will be the 9th day of the 3rd month for the Hebrew religious side of the calendar for game 1 of the NBA Finals. New York also sums to 33. I've written out already, told you that 33 sums to 156. Game 1 of the NBA Finals will be the 156th day of the Gregorian. The word Knicks, written out, sums to 22. This being the 79th NBA season, 79 the 22nd prime number. And that's just kind of what I have for the Knicks, the New York Knicks on that one. Indiana Pacers, not a single connection I found. They are the number 4 spot for the Eastern Conference right now, so they are going to be in the playoffs most likely if they continue to do what they did in the second half of the season like they did in the first half. But when it comes to 79 connection or any date numerology connection for game 1 of the NBA Finals, I have nothing, no connections for Indiana Pacers. Nothing to do with their NBA playoff record or their NBA Finals record. So Indiana Pacers, I have no connections for them based off of the criteria that I'm doing this particular work for today. Moving on to Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee Bucks does have some connections. If the Milwaukee Bucks make it to the NBA Finals and lose, they will become 2-2 all time for their franchise in NBA Finals for the 79th NBA season, 79 the 22nd prime number. There's potential there. Also, because the word Bucks, if you write it out, sums to 79, 79 the 22nd prime number. The word Bucks sums to 56. Game 1 of the NBA Finals will be on 6/5 or 5/6, however you want to look at it. But it'll also be a day with 56 date numerology on the Gregorian. And then it will be the 156th day of the Gregorian year, and the words Milwaukee Bucks sums to 156. So if the Milwaukee Bucks do make it to the NBA Finals during the 79th NBA season, it could be as a fall team to potentially become 2-2 in NBA Finals as a team with a loss. 79, the 22nd prime number. Bucks sums to 79. Detroit Pistons, the only number connection I found based off the criteria that I'm doing is the words Detroit Pistons sums to 68, and it will be the 68th day of the Hebrew religious side of the calendar for game 1 of the NBA Finals. Outside of that, I don't have any other connections for the Detroit Pistons. Miami Heat. Miami, the word Miami sums to 36. There will be 36 date numerology on the Gregorian for game 1 of the NBA Finals. The word Heat sums to 20. And there will be 20 date numerology on the Gregorian. Now, the Heat lost to the Lakers in the 74th NBA season finals. I think that was the bubble. Okay. The word Heat sums to 74. So there are connections for the NBA Finals when it comes to their name Gematria. Again, I showed you Boston Celtics sums to 78. They won the 78th NBA Finals. I remember Heat sums to 74. I remember they were in the bubble during the 74th season against the Lakers. But Miami Heat sums to 79 as well. This is the 79th NBA season. Will we see the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals in the 79th season? Seems like a tall order, but their name does sum to 79. It also sums to 56. It will be a day with 56 date numerology on the Gregorian for the game 1 of the NBA Finals. It'll be on 5/6 or 6/5 for the Gregorian. Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks would be looking for their second NBA final win as a team if they were to make it. 79th NBA season. 79 is a 22nd prime number. Emphasis on that too. And Atlanta Hawks are looking for that second NBA final win as a team in their franchise history. Outside of that, the only other number I was able to connect for the Hawks is the word Hawks. Hawks sums to 28. And then much like 33, the number 28 sums to 156. And this will be a day, or this will be the 156th day of the Gregorian year for game 1 of the NBA Finals. Or Orlando Magic, Orlando, if you write it out, sums to 79. The word magic, if you write it out, sums to 33. 33 written out sums to 156. Game 1 of the NBA Finals will be on the 156th day. And then the full name, Orlando Magic, sums to 68. It will be the 68th day of the Hebrew religious side of the calendar. And then the last team for the Eastern Conference side, Chicago Bulls, as of right now. The word Bulls sums to 33. 33 written out sums to 156. Game 1 of the NBA Finals will be on the 156th day. Chicago Bulls sums to 68. Game 1 of the NBA Finals will be on the 68th day of the Hebrew religious side of the calendar. So based off of just that criteria alone for the Eastern Conference, I think Boston has some interesting numbers. I think Milwaukee Bucks has some interesting numbers. And I don't know if I necessarily like Cleveland's numbers, but they do have a few, especially with the number 2, looking for their second NBA final win that could come into play. I mean, the Knicks, they do some to 22. That's tough. Eastern Conference, I would say the only one I know for, I think the only one I want to say for certain that's not going to make it is the Indiana Pacers. They don't have any numbers connections anywhere, not for the season or for the day of game 1 of the NBA Finals. So I just feel like it's definitely not going to be the Indiana Pacers to win the NBA Finals this year, even though they are currently the top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. But I do like Boston's numbers. I do like Milwaukee's numbers. And I guess I can kind of see Cleveland a little bit and maybe New York a little bit. Outside of that, I like Miami's numbers, but I don't think Miami's going to make it. I don't think so. I mean, it'd be a wild hair, but I mean, Miami has made it to the NBA Finals in the last 7 years. They've made it twice. They were the fall team each time, one against the Lakers, which was in the 74th NBA season. Heat, written out sums of 74. And it was also against the Denver Nuggets, I think it was too. So even though Miami don't have any mega superstars, they have been to the NBA Finals. But of course, they did just trade Jimmy Butler. So I don't know. Interesting numbers, though. These are the top teams for the Eastern Conference. And so that's what those numbers are. So let's go to the Western Conference. Western Conference numbers.
Sorry to interrupt this video, you guys, but I need a huge favor from you. Can you go ahead and like this video and leave a comment below on who you think's gonna win? It's gonna help with the YouTube algorithm. It's gonna help grow my channel. I really appreciate you guys being here. Let's go ahead and get back into the video.
So let's start with the top team here, Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City, if you write it out, sums to 65. Game 1 of the NBA Finals will be on 6/5, like 65. Maybe the game 1 of the NBA Finals will be in Oklahoma City. Oklahoma, the Thunder would be looking for their second NBA final win as a team. Emphasis on the 2, this being the 79th NBA season, 79 the 22nd prime number. The word Thunder sums to 36 in 2 of the 4 base ciphers. Game 1 of the NBA Finals will be a day with 36 date numerology. Thunder also sums to 99. It will be the 9th day of the 9th month for the Hebrew civil side of the calendar. And that's what I have for Oklahoma City. For Memphis, I didn't see anything for Memphis at all except for one number, and it's not even a really direct number. The words Memphis Grizzlies written out sums to 97, which is just a reflection of 79. So I counted that anyway because it's a reflection, but also to add to it, 97 is the 25th prime number, and this is 2025. Emphasis on the 25. So maybe that's enough to get them there. But that's the only number I found for Memphis Grizzlies was the 97, which is a reflection of 79, this being the 79th NBA season. That's going to end in 2025, 97, the 25th prime number. Denver Nuggets potentially could get there. Denver Nuggets, the word Denver sums to 68. Game 1 of the NBA Finals will be on the 68th day of the Hebrew religious side of the calendar. Denver could be there. Okay, so Denver Nuggets has only won have only been to the NBA Finals one time, from what I saw. So this could be their second NBA Finals where they can get their second win. Again, this is the 79th NBA season, 79, the 22nd prime number, emphasis on the 2s. Denver could be going for their second NBA Finals appearance, getting their second NBA Finals win. The word nuggets sums to 93, and it will be the 9th day of the 3rd month for the Hebrew religious side of the calendar, the 68th day of the Hebrew religious year for Game 1 of the NBA Finals. The word nuggets sums to 33 as well. 33 sums to 156. It will be the 156th day of the Gregorian year for Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Los Angeles Lakers do not have any numbers to their name, but the NBA Finals is on the 156th day of the Gregorian year. And if Los Angeles Lakers do make the NBA Finals, they'll be entering their 33rd NBA Finals as a team. 33rd NBA Finals as a team, and it would take place on the 156th day. Game 1 would be on the 156th day of the Gregorian. 33 written out sums to 156. Houston is currently 2-2 in NBA Finals. They could enter the NBA Finals, currently 2-2 all time as a team. 79, the 22nd prime number. This is the 79th NBA season. And then they'll either get their 3rd win or their 3rd loss, sitting on 2. But the word Rockets written out sums to 28. 28 sums to 156. Game 1 of the NBA Finals on the 156th day of the Gregorian. LA Clippers, I didn't find a single connection for LA Clippers. Minnesota Timberwolves, the word Timberwolves sums to 71, the 20th prime number. Game 1 of the NBA Finals will have 20-date numerology. Minnesota Timberwolves, written out sums to 93. Game 1 of the NBA Finals will be on the 9th day of the 3rd month for the Hebrew religious side of the calendar. Dallas Mavericks with a huge trade this season with the idea of getting back to the NBA Finals after just being there last year. We'll see if they will make it. There's not a single name Gematria number that points to them being there. However, if the Dallas Mavericks were to go to the NBA Finals and win, with the win in the NBA Finals, Dallas Mavericks will become 2-2 all time as a team for NBA championships, like 22, 79th NBA season, 79 the 22nd prime number. They could become 2-2 in NBA Finals as a team if they were to go to the NBA Finals and win. So that's the only number connection I found for the Mavericks. Sacramento Kings, it could be their second NBA Finals, looking for their second win. Similar to the Denver Nuggets, same thing for the Sacramento Kings. They could enter their second NBA Finals as a team and get their second NBA Finals win as a team. 79th NBA season, 79 the 22nd prime number. Outside of that, I did not find any other number connections based off of their name, Gematria. Same goes for the Golden State Warriors. I did not find any name or number connections to the season nor game 1 of the NBA Finals. Portland Trailblazers was the only other team that I found that could potentially go 2-2 in NBA Finals with a win and or a loss. If Portland Trailblazers somehow magically get out of this lower spot, which I highly doubt they will, and go on to win the NBA Finals during the 79th season, the 22nd prime number, we know why. It's because of this. They would become 2-2 in NBA Finals with a win. But I just put an asterisk beside it just to note it, but I doubt it would even happen. So for the Western Conference side, I like the Thunder. I like Denver, potentially the Lakers with the 33rd, and I don't want to say Mavericks because they don't have any numbers, but if they somehow make it and win, there's a connection there with the 22. I do like Thunder. I do like Denver. Los Angeles doesn't have any connections, but that 33, they could enter their 33rd NBA Finals as a team on the 156th day. They got Luka now. They got LeBron. That could be enough. And then LeBron can play an NBA Finals with his son, and that could be just a huge story in and of itself. They don't have any name Gematria numbers for the season nor for game 1 of the NBA Finals, but it being that game 1 of the NBA Finals on the 156th day, they could be entering the NBA Finals for the 33rd time as a team. 33 written out sums to 156. So that's about what I have here for these top 10 teams right now heading into the break, the All-Star break. Hopefully this information helps. Hopefully this gives you an idea of some name Gematria for some teams. And like I said, it's not a guarantee, but Boston Celtics, some's the 78. They were in the 78th season NBA Finals. Miami Heat, the word Heat, some's the 74. They were in the 74th season Finals. There's a few others here too. If I go over it, I just haven't done it, but hopefully this gives you some insight to some of these Nan Gematria NBA teams and the upcoming NBA Finals for the 79th season. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate the support. I'll see you guys in the next video.